In this video, let's discuss another Java pattern where a pyramid type of triangle. So increased pyramid triangle. So for this, so in previous video already we discussed about how do we get this pattern, what's the logic behind this, and this is the logic for that. And we also discussed this triangle pattern, and this is the logic for that. Then in current video, so we'll discuss about the pyramid pattern, so which is the combination of these two here. So what is that? The first triangle. So this one, if I take here, there is a pattern, so which is 1 star, then in next row 2 stars, and the next row 3 stars here, right? So this is the pattern. And also if you take this together side by side, so here 1, then here 2 stars, then here 3 stars, then is this is exactly the same pattern? No, this one column is extra. So here one column and here also another column. So one of these two we have to reduce, either this one or the other one, any one, not both. So then only we'll get this proper or sharp edges for this required triangle. Then it means it's the same code we have to use together with some small changes. What are the small changes? First, this int n equals 3 is the same line of code. So here also int n equals 3. Then one for loop. So for rows, how many rows are required here? Row 1, then row 2, and row 3. 3 rows are required. So therefore, one for loop which is used for rows as outer for loop, this has to be the same up to 3 times. And then at the end of this outer for loop, we have one more standard thing called, this has to be a print ln statement for cursor to move to next line after printing first row. So there is no change here. Then followed by, so we have to print these two together. So for that, what is the first one? A nested loop with if condition and else condition with print statements, not println. So the same thing here I'm writing. So one for loop int here j equals 1, then j should be less than or equals n, then j plus plus, then followed by, the purpose of this loop is one if condition to check I plus j is greater than n. It's the same code I'm writing. Then here we're supposed to print, not println. According to your alignment, I am using 1 star 1 space. Then the alternate for this else part. So again, we have to print. So for star also space, and for one more space, 2 spaces here, print. So this part is over. Then we also need this one. So that is also we have to write inside the same outer for loop only, but after the first for loop. Then here I am using one more for loop. So int j equals 1. So it is j and it is j. It is allowed to use it. If it is confused, then let me go for k. K equals to 1. Then k is supposed to be less than or equals to n. Then k plus plus. Then inside this for loop, what is the thing? Only one if condition and it's print. What is the if condition? If I is greater than or equals j, then in this scenario, only print of 1 star followed by 1 space for proper alignment. Then here, so we discussed, if it print exactly like this, then these are the 2 rows, sorry, 2 columns which we are going to get it, and which is not a sharp edge according to the requirement. Then what we're supposed to do? Reduce one column, correct? So in first for loop, instead of less than and equal, if you just remove this equal to symbol, then one column is reduced. So this column is reduced. Therefore, from first for loop, we are going to get this, and from second for loop, we are going to get this entire thing. So which becomes our required triangle. Hope it is understood. Let us execute and cross verify this. So for that, I'm moving back to Eclipse. So here is the same code in Eclipse which is written. So one outer for loop, which is running for 3 rows, and end of the for loop, one println statement for cursor to move. One inner for loop, which prints one triangle pattern. And here is the important point. So here I have removed from less than or equals to only less than. Then next for loop, same thing as we discussed, no change. So you can see the output of the same code here. Yeah, I hope it is understood. So then with the help of this, we can also print some other types of triangle patterns.